we have here? We have a hunter. We will do a hunter. It's gotta be Hodir. I think Hodir is one of the better legendaries, actually. Nah, Sigma's still way higher. But, like, Hodir is like the ultimate win condition. It's like the other Hodir, except you get it immediately, basically. Anyway, we definitely take it. I guess if we have dragons, that card's okay. Just have all future emissaries. It's probably a bad idea. Take this so the Phase Stalker can activate. It can be really hard to pick up secrets sometimes. We have Explorer. I mean, we have the Dragon synergy already. We have a secret for the Skeleton. You don't always get the synergy. The Dragon's probably safer. We have the synergy. I'm gonna go for it, but... Okay, we can go for this for some of the buff synergy. Grab snakes. I don't think lock and load is that good. It's not terrible, but... Scooters. Pretty sure you still auto take Observer even over, like... I mean, Desert Spear is not that insane anymore, right? I don't think it is. Probably Breeder. We don't have insane hits yet, but... Could get some. What's up, Millsy? I mean, if this was 1 mana, maybe, right? But... I think I'll take a Sunspot. If you do end up like getting this in hand and trading it away, you can actually... It will retain the discount, so... I guess we have a lot of things that make Wolf really good. I'll go for that over Animal. Could take a second bait and switch. We have a really good King of Beasts deck. We probably don't take it over Mechanist though. But we could definitely justify another bait and switch just to assure the Phase Stalker actually works. I mean, I do like bait and switch. I think I'll go for that. Easy Serpent. I guess I'm taking a lock and load. Raid Layer is not the worst thing, but we probably want a Spear though. Sharpshooter would be really good too, but like, I don't actually want to like Hero Power on 2. I want to Hero Power later. I don't know. This could be really good with Observer and stuff. Guess we will go Mark Shot. Excavate doesn't seem very useful. Go Animal, can go Face sometimes. This is probably better than anything you can discover in this class, right? I mean, what would you even want like on a Mark Shot? I just don't think Spell Discover is all that useful in this class. Tremors for the Observer is huge. Grab one of these now. Grab one of you. I don't have Search for Hellhound. I don't actually play this game 8 hours a day, which may surprise some people. How good is Stable Hand anyway? I mean, we have the Tremors. I don't have the hand buffs to make it trigger itself. I like Biscuit a lot because you can like rush Poison, you can rush Sunspot, but like other than that, outside of that, rushing with like Hodir stuff too, like that's a lot of stuff that's relevant. I mean, I like this card. I might just take it. The other card's like questionable, I think. This is really weird after Hodir, but whatever. Candle. One issue I have is like I am a little low on synergy for this. I feel like I could use a Hunter's Pack, but like Crate is very good. It's just, I mean, it's not that good. Other than the Frostwing, it's not really good with anything we have. Not particularly good. We've such limited synergy. This is just like 2-2, but that is actually really good. I don't know if I have enough value that I'm just like, I don't need value at all. Either though, but I have a lot more value than you're supposed to have, so it's more a question of if I can get away with this. I feel like I just have enough value and I just don't need more. Really, because like Ball Spiders, Dragon Discover, Lock and Load even. If I pick this, I'm going to run out of value and lose some games because of it, and if I pick this, I'm going to lose games because this thing just doesn't do anything. I'm more afraid of losing on tempo, I guess. Do I do arena coaching? Not really. I don't think I plan on it either, but like, I plan on having a subscriber benefit that's similar to coaching. I actually would have launched it already, except currently I'm looking for volunteers and I haven't gotten any yet. Because I need an example before I actually start the whole program, but no one's volunteered yet. It's in my Discord, by the way. I was planning on having like subscribers do it first, because it's going to be a subscriber benefit on an ongoing basis. But if no one signs up, I might just open it up to anyone. I think I'll start with this. Turn 2, I'll probably go Tremors and 1 and 4-1. I could have played this and gone double 4-1 next turn, but against Hunter, Shaman, I'm a little worried because they have the 1 damage AoE card. He's going to be in a weird spot because he's not going to want to play it now because he knows if he does it, I can just double play these. I would actually kind of keck him. Well, that is incredibly annoying. I guess since I don't have any hand buffs, I don't want to do this slow of a play, and these aren't getting buffed, so I probably just go for it. I could trade just to hedge a little bit, but ultimately him having a 2-2 isn't theoretically that big a deal because it doesn't contest this, which is probably my next play. If he has the thing, I probably just lose anyway, to be honest. This way at least I'm favored if he doesn't have it. I think because I drew this, I'll play that. There's a risk since I only have 1 secret in the deck, I might actually, this might not even activate, so... I have the wolf, like, maybe with the wolf maybe I just play this now. Try to set this up. If I don't get enough volunteers, I will probably open it up to everyone. But... yeah, we'll see. It's definitely very confusing because subscriber literally means like a different thing, and especially since I'm dual streaming, like it's like, hey, it's very confusing. My schedule is inconsistent. I just don't like trying to work with like live coaching. Is just like I don't think it's it's something I don't really want to do for that reason. Because I have the bait and switch up, I guess I just go all phase. Where's in the Discord? There's a new section called Game Draft Reviews. Sub or member only. Remember when we had a board? Ah, greetings, sir. We have successfully drained him, chat. That's already more than I was planning on talking about it, but like I didn't want to really talk that much about it before I actually launched the program, basically, but yeah. So I have like, I do have Spear Wolf combo, but and this kind of works with all of this to protect the 4-1s. But I could honestly just look for like better cards. I could just play a 6-3. The problem is, I mean, I don't know. I think I should be patient. It's a real problem if you roll Searing Totem. It's a nice thing that we have this, because you can, like, rushing one of these with Biscuit is actually, you know, a really good thing to do. But I cannot actually do it while I have this on board. But I can rush that if that's still there. If I want to. I feel like this is just better used on something else. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll wait. I kind of want... If I could guarantee this, that would be probably ideal. But we can't. I guess I just do this, because bait and switch is like the only one I really need, right? Really? I can guarantee that and maybe get another one. I probably should have gone for the crate that turn. Okay, so more plays acid. Warlock's just good because of sludge. Warlock has a lot of good things. It's not just one thing. So, I mean, I should definitely play this. Or hit this. I'm just gonna do that. I could just push more. I think I'll do this. I'm gonna hold this to try to hit something bigger at this point, because I don't think buffing one of these is relevant, at least unless we get cleared again. Could be wrong. It's kind of what I was afraid of. Upper. Damn. I may miss a hero power so I can just play this. I've found that, like, just trying to hero power people down nowadays doesn't tend to work very often. Because there's just so much healing now. It might in this case, because, like, we would kill him the turn before Walking Mountain. That would be, like, the most obvious problem, right? But I don't know. There's still just, like, so many ways. Like, at any point, he already played one, right? Like, he can just... No, he didn't play one. It was the last guy, but, like, there's, like, the card that's just the lifesteal removal thing. At any point, can just cack you. So, we have a 50-50 lethal with this. Nice. Consider yourself drained. I probably just rip tempo. First time seeing Ogre Lethal. I don't think I've gotten that Ogre Lethal either. This pulls out my one duplicate. So that's pretty cool. I could just smack him for 1,000,000 right now. I could also forge this, but if I forge this, when am I playing it? Because I already have 2 4s, and I want to do this one like probably first. I probably just do this. Oh, that's tragic. I mean, the one problem with like going out of my way to do this is that I don't expect bait and switch to actually get value for now, so I guess I'm actually just gonna play on curve then. Literally always Leok. This is really bad if he just happens to have like this card. Not that card. It's an unfortunate time to draw this. This is really good here too though, so maybe I just do this instead, but yeah. I guess this is just better. If he happens to have another one of those, another Molten Rune, it would actually answer this pretty cleanly. This turn I might want to go for like a Silver Serpent here, just to deal with these guys. This will be really good later on. I'll see what I get here. That's really good too. So which one do I dislike more? I don't know how much I really care about these whelps, to be honest. I also don't really want him to be able to ping this. So it's really good trade value. He can no longer, I mean, he has to fully remove this taunt, which he probably can. It's more likely he's just going to remove this and then not deal with the other thing at all. But then we have infinite value here, so I just don't think like this is that worrisome to me, because I have this. It would be pretty good to get. Maybe I want to just deal with this and trade instead of playing. Like, what secrets am I even actually? I don't even. Like what? Like Catrick, Freeze. He's not attacking anyway. Like I don't think the secrets wandering. Like none of the secrets are even that useful right now. So having Sunspot in the deck to have it be mirageable is actually like really valuable. So. So now I get to lose to a Titan too. Isn't Mage just the most fun class ever? So Flame Ward does not trigger on face hits. If I do want to go face, I can. They're completely random. I didn't test Vayne yet. Do you think I should just kill this? Octasari seems pretty useless, right? So he's not selling a Flame Ward.
Can you feel the gift of the
Oh, wait. Dude, now I forget. How does this even work? I trade it, I get it back, right? That's how it works. You just keep getting more of them. I let Ball Aspires get countered, maybe? I don't want this to get countered. I'll start with this and see what happens. Please. I did forget about that. I didn't have a lot of time to think, obviously. I'm probably gonna need this later. Like, I'm actually dying is the issue I have now. Like the ultimate trade hunter. It's still this, I guess. Well, to be honest, I forgot how it worked. I traded the Mirage away because, well, essentially I was hoping I would redraw it by now. I've not redrawn it, so that hasn't worked out very well. I need to do this to not die. I play this, and then probably not saving this for anything. If I wasn't under as much pressure, I would have been able to play this to find it by now, but it's just... I've been on pure survival this entire time. That counts as a spell? Hmm. I needed to just not do that. I don't think it really mattered that game though. This is good, but like this is basically just a better card version of this anyway. But if I keep both and I just draw any beast, it's good. I'll try that. Any beast. It's not really what I meant. One of these two should get the job done. He already coined, so 4 damage is hard to do unless he top decks the thing. Which is scarier now at this point? Cards might be scarier than lackeys, to be honest. He had a choice and he chose to do lackey first. Even though it was the weaker board play, so obviously he thinks lackeys are better. Maybe that means he has a weaker deck and he has to get bailed out by RNG, he thinks. So prioritize killing that. I don't know. I'm probably putting way too much thought on his thought process. Most people don't have nearly that. Don't think nearly that hard about stuff like that. But if he had logic behind his decision making, that would be what it would mean. But I guess I want to get this secret pretty badly. Imagine if that counted as a draw. My win rate is like 70% roughly. I don't know exactly. Depends on server and stuff too. If I only played on EU, I'd have a higher serve average than I do. How does this always happen to me? This thing's huge. But if I figure I'm gonna get board cleared anyway, trade in 4 would be a play, except it kills this. I do become significantly better against AoE if I just play this. Just because at least this thing might survive. But I can also just play this and let this refill for me. It's probably reasonable. This thing, it's cool that this thing has like 10 attack, but it's just not really that relevant, I don't think. I mean, if that's his best play, it would have been relevant, but also he's gonna die this way anyway, so. It didn't matter, but Mark Shot was probably a better play, but it does not matter. Just because I don't really care that much, but I mean, I might as well try to get back over 7. I don't know if this is even like good enough. Like, is this even a... What's the mulligan win rate of this card? It's probably pretty bad, actually. It's not terrible, but it's not even positive. I think we... There's a world I don't even keep this. Like, actually, this might be the best card out of this hand. But we could also just toss everything. Look for ones. I think I like that. There's only like 2 cards in this entire deck I wouldn't actually want in my opening hand anyway. So it's very unlikely we get screwed. I mean, I don't want this either, but... Breeder's technically better if you can use it later. But for some reason we never hit Serpent anyway, so... Because that would be the reason, is to use it with Serpent later on, but... You have to be... Yeah, I know a lot of people kill these themselves a lot by trading. I don't think I've ever done that by trading. I've done it with things because I just didn't understand that certain things kill it. The card's text is very weird because, like, one time I killed it because I drew my third card in a turn. Like, I drew a second card, I played it, and then I drew a third card. But apparently that also kills it, which is literally not what the text says, but apparently that also kills it. I guess I'll try to save this combo at this point. So just go for this here. Careful with the double two. What? Oh, this and this. Oh. Yeah, that can... So if you're saying if I play this and then I play Wolf next to it, it doesn't work? That's kind of funny. Anyway, I think I just go for board here. I kind of need to trade because otherwise this thing's directly vulnerable on board, so... To just being value traded. Okay, I really want to do this. I guess I can still do this with Wolf. This turn I can lock and load, just go 0, 2, 3. I'll probably do it in the opposite order, but... Will I? Nah, I'll go 2 first. I'll do this first just to have more mana. Because it's like, if I got Huffer, technically it'd be better buff the Huffer, but it's not. It's not very relevant, to be honest. That's pretty good. Here's from Ireland and cheers from Kazakhstan. Cheers. Rabbits. We be hunting rabbits. That is good if I can actually draw an activator. I can maybe get an activator off a breeder. Might have, my board might have overfill. I'll be playing right into Primordial Drake, but whoever has Primordial Drake nowadays. Got him. Wolf was a bad card back in the day, usually, but it's like become like actually, while a lot of cards have gotten worse, that card's gotten significantly better. Almost all other cards get worse over time. Wolf would be unplayable except for Rush existing though. Like, you know, the prevalence of Rush is what makes Wolf good still. If I want to, I can do this and this. 2 of these, but like, I mean, he's a Death Knight, so I probably just don't want to rely on this super hard as a result. I mean, even worse now. Hopefully, I mean, if he's not Frost, it's very unlikely, because I think Frost is by far the most likely. I feel like Frost is more common than Unholy now. I should check if that's actually true, but it feels that way. Yeah. The problem is, if I dump all of them at once, which would be the way to play around the hero power, then they just play one of the Frost AoEs, and then, you know, you get kicked. Frost does have the most common rune card. I can buff one of these if I want to. I could buff the wolf. Like, I could have buffed this now, but obviously, you know, there's the chance of getting a Frostwing synergy, so. Our first Hodir. I'm coming a little hard into this guy. It makes Death Strike very strong if he happens to be blood. It's like, he could be blood, but like, it's slightly less likely. I can remove one. I can also not remove one and actually fill the board with more stuff. But again, I'm worried about AoE already, so I don't think I do. Mount is really tempting, but I might need the value here. Because realistically, if I stick a mount, I'm probably already winning. It's still really good though. But this would really help with like Hodir, so I don't know. It feels like a good insurance plan. So yeah, I mean, it's like if that was his play, I think he would have actually been able to clear he would have been able to actually clear all three of these. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, I need to... I'm gonna need to, you know, go for this. Hodir into 8888, and that should be, like, impossible to deal with, right? Because it's probably gonna get Reska, but, like, he probably can only deal with 2. Hopefully, right? Reska might just beat us anyway, though. It's very possible. Reska's a pretty stupid card. He doesn't have... I don't think that many minions have died, right? I don't think the Reska's like gonna be free. It might be free by then, I don't know. I can start with this, maybe. I don't know, I'll start with this. Oh, now that's the thing. I mean, it's not really that good with Hodir, I guess. So maybe I actually do this after all of this crap is over. I'm thinking, like, I mean, he's gonna know what this is, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know. If you've experienced this interaction, I probably haven't. If you use the tentacle and had to draw one of those 8/8s that cast when drawn. Oh, the other Hodir? Then you lose the hat? Ah. Yeah, it was a little too obvious. Or he's watching the stream, but I mean, it was kind of obvious. Okay, well, I didn't really get punished anyway. Order lull. I mean, I'm not gonna die if I play this Hodir, right? I don't think so. I mean, dude, if I die here, then... I mean, I have more than 30 health. It's just, if he somehow starts chaining spells and freezes, that worm could, like, be very rude, but... Yeah, that's not exactly what I was worried about. I probably just go for the breeder second. Because I'll breeder this to try to snipe whatever. Yeah, it's a guaranteed... Oh, okay, I can do this and get a 8/8 Frostwing though. Because that's one line, the other line is to save it for poison to deal with this thing. I just have a feeling that might keck me against, like... Okay. I was gonna say, like, because I'm worried about Reska, and if I go for that rush 8/8, I think that might get me potentially scammed by Reska. Where if I just literally vomit 8/8s, I don't think Reska can beat me. Because in the worst case scenario, he has a Reska in hand, and he also gets like a Kolagarn off of that thing. He also has a freeze, steals your rush, freezes one, and you're actually just straight up losing at that point. I think it's very possible that you just straight up die over 2 turns if you go for the rush there. That is actually like a completely losable game, I think. I might keep Hodir against Warrior. I wonder what the mult win rate of this card is. It's probably... Let me check, actually. It's not high. It's probably too crazy. Ooh. I just need to not draw a beast. Perfect. The first time in my life, I'm happy to draw bait and switch. I'll save the coin so I can coin this. Imagine if this thing discarded itself from your hand. Because it's like, oh, sorry, you drew a second card. Destroy! Now that would be funny. Okay, I don't even want to play this now. He was like, huh, it's explosive. Nope. I'll probably coin the 4. I mean, playing Mechanist is fine, but playing the 4 just seems better. I can go 4 into this thing, theoretically giving me my first Silver Serpent off of this thing. I mean, it'll happen eventually, right? I don't think I have that many. Yeah, I actually only have 4 beasts left. I've been drawing a lot of my beasts. Well, that's kind of a problem. Well. I mean, I have 2 really good beasts, so I just need to not lose the RNG flip. This is what you do, right? You play both of these. I mean, I guess I start with this. I could go for a Hellhound and just hope to win the 50-50, but it seems better to go for a 2 out of 3, probably. If I get a Macaw for this, I can even, oh. New plan. So yeah, the problem is we just need to not lose the, of course. This doesn't even have fucking rush. I'm surprised he didn't trigger my secret there, actually. I guess it kind of makes sense, but... Okay, well, so much for getting Breeder off of that. Or Breeder into that, but... I mean, it's still a good draw, I guess. So what am I taking off of this? I guess just Phase Stalker. Unless I think Macaw is better. The world I don't even use this, I could just say this is better, but... I think I do use this. I mean... The only problem, well, first of all, he's doing the whole never trigger the bait and switch strategy, which means that this might just not do anything. I guess I will take Macaw then, actually. Or even Wolf, but I'll go Macaw. I've been noticing, like, literally, this is what everyone does. Even when they should, if they see a secret, they just go all phase. I'm gonna need to, I don't know, maybe it has to do with the fact I'm streaming, but like, maybe I experiment with this off stream. But like, it seems like if you just pick any phase secret, you'll win a lot of games for free just because people just go phase, right? They just automatically, Wandering Monster must be the best secret by far because people just always just, oh, there's a secret, it's always bait and switch, let's just go phase. Seems like everyone does that. It wouldn't have been a terrible idea either to just, I could have forgotten this because it wasn't that high value. I could have just played the free taunt this turn because, that kind of blocks everything, but it did help me get rid of this annoying minion before he figures out how to use it, so this thing did. I mean, you get played, that's for sure. I may just play Hellhound. I mean, I can go like Sneaky Snakes plus. I could do these two. I mean, I'm probably, if we're being realistic, I'm probably getting board cleared at some point anyway. So I'll just do this so I can knock off his armor and pressure more. I mean, he might have just gotten a clear, but this is probably, I think he forged a card a while ago, right? Here it is, forged. Oh no. Forge, execute, bellowing, I guess? Oh. Missed the poison. Bellowing is not even, so this is probably bellowing, and bellowing is not even a full clear right now. Seems to be tilted by the fact that there was no way for him to guarantee it because I had the poison in the middle, so he couldn't have like guaranteed the poison. I'm pretty sure that was what he wanted. I mean, it had to have been. This is technically better. I guess I want to save this for the lock and load, right? He probably figures it's like, oh, there's no way this guy's getting a proc now. This guy's like, what the fuck? I probably just don't care enough about that 1/1 to divert any damage into it. Did I win the arena tourney? Yes. Maybe I should have cared about the 1/1. This seems like a reasonable lock and load turn. I could use random hunter cards that are actually useful. Currently, none of my cards are actually useful. I mean, Huffer might be useful. That's useful. You take a free minion, but like, I mean, this would be like way more productive, or this would be way more productive. I might even just like tempo this because I don't think I need to stress about the infinite value that bad. So, I mean, the problem is we are getting full cleared by bellowing here, but because we know this card is Bellowing Flames. Only we could keep this. Maybe we get it again. At some point, hopefully this will turn into Hodir, right? I think I would just play this. He probably can't target anyway, but I'm gonna go for this first just to... Actually... I should probably use this actually, right? I was gonna play a 5, but I realized, yeah, I might as well. I mean, this card is free. I can always go double 5 on a future turn. Did I ever think about going for World Championship or Constructed? I don't know anything, but like I'm pretty high. I'd be surprised if there even is a World Championship next year. So I've never been as inspired to just play Constructed either, so it's not my thing as much. I know the World Championship literally just happened, right? Yeah, permanent free macaw. I think we're going Pit Croc here, right? Like Wolf just doesn't contribute all that much. Oh my god, Scorpid. I could play that. We'll be doing all the draining. If we keep getting free macaws, we might run out of hand space. Hodir's gonna be insane if we hit it because we can go Hodir, Jormonger now. 24-24 in one turn. Here's a big taunt. He's been buffing that a lot, right? Holy shit. The biggest hippogriff in history. So I mean, I cannot magnetic anything on the board. But I can go Wolf plus this, but that's only 4. I can magnetic like one of these. Stealth. You could do that, I guess you could just make a giant stealth. I don't think I need to do something that cheesy right now though. And I can even rush poison. No, I think we start by trying to hit this. We actually hit it once, nice. Yeah, and I think I rush this. I'll just play a stealth. I could start hero powering, but the one thing that would be slightly concerning is, I mean, he did just go out of his way to put this egg down, so we might get like sanitized now, but looks like we're not getting sanitized now. He probably has a sanitize and just didn't draw it this game. Interesting. I just realized, a lot of people, you might see in other streamers say stuff like this, that like any of these names, like they would just automatically say, oh, this guy's obviously a barcode. That guy actually had a 5.3 average on leaderboard. Just because you can't read a name, you can't automatically say it's a barcode. I don't think people realize that. We're just missing one piece of the puzzle. If we had the, you know, we're missing, the one we randomly got last game, the hand buff. If we had the hand buff, this would be like an automatic win, right? Pretty much. We could lose to the DH consecration though, which he probably has actually. I can give up 2 for this, but I don't know if that's really, because he's gonna just hero power obviously and trade, and then I'm gonna go myths and play the 3rd Jormonger, and then I'm gonna play a Bone Wraith, and then I don't know where things go from there, really. Feels like a better play is to go traps into traps Joremonger. Because I'm just trying to follow that line. Like boom, boom, into boom, boom, into... He probably clears my board into... I have a Bone Wraith against nothing, and then he just does something stronger because he's a Death Knight. And then I lose. Just doesn't seem very good. Taunt! Yeah. If only I had that earlier. What do I like to do outside of playing Hearthstone? Wait, why'd he play that? This guy's deck must be insane. Holy shit. Anyway. I could just try to taunt to protect this thing. I can go like way more all in right now. I think just establishing what I have seems more productive currently. I can go like 2-2-1 next turn maybe. Yeah, because if I did the other play, he would have done the same thing, and then, I mean, all this stuff would be dead. This would still be alive though, but it would just die to the next AoE probably. I feel like in this position now, we have a little bit more. We feel a little better about it. I feel like I'm throwing this away, but I still do it, I guess. Because I'm just going to get AoE'd again, but... Maybe I don't. It's probably better to honestly just not even play those. Just save it for lock and load, basically. That's an opponent you can counter at 6 wins. Well, here's the thing, is that he probably has like 2 Frostrim's Fury, which is the reason he's above 0 wins in the first place. That's the problem. Whenever you face an opponent that does something like that, you kind of know there's something, there's a reason there you see them at all. Oh my god, that actually works. And if I knew, I would have actually equipped the Desert Sphere. Oh well. Because I could have cleared this actually. Fortunately, Triple Frost does not... They don't heal, so... Oh no. Got him. It was pretty important that we took the correct line though, because I think if we do that other line, we might just lose. If we play into the AoE. If we didn't realize that they were... that we needed to play around that stuff, we may have had problems. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 maybe? Or maybe turn 3, turn 4. And then I'm just not even using this. We'll figure something out. It's not great. Do you think we start with this? You could technically coin this, because I don't think a warrior really kills it ever, but it's risky, obviously. I don't mind this. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, we have the same spot and again where Phase Stalker pulls out the Mirage duplicate. Are there just not a lot of beasts, or we just keep hitting the same RNG because that's how this game like stacked? It's probably the latter, actually. So this is clean, obviously, but if I do this, it might actually make this better. And he might play into the secret, so... Based off the fact that everyone always expects bait and switch, if I Clear, if I keep his board clear, he won't be able to test it, and then he's going to be more unsure of what to do. He's probably not going to, like, get this to work anyway, so I actually think for that reasoning, I'm going to go for the Frostwing first. Give up the potential for a Smuggler's Crate, but honestly, at this point, I'd probably rather Smuggler's Crate this anyway. I have a lot of abuse, so it probably wouldn't work. Every time. So next turn is Badlands. I mean, if he gives us a really good poison target, I can go for that, but it's guaranteed already. I probably won't play this then until I actually have a poison I want to hit. So I'll just forge instead. Oh no, he has a dragon! It's just the random one, right? Because he played the taunt, so... I could play that wolf. I guess I will. It's really minor, but I'd rather have the damaged one on the inside, but... I'm playing into ramming speed this way, although the secret kecks ramming speed, so... Kind of realized that after the fact, but... Also, welcome to Bait and Switch. Does not only get triggered by your opponent's minions. Free dragon seems nice. Probably go for that. You seem by far the most useful out of these three. I might run out of actual beasts to draw is the one problem, but I still want to try to keep that stuff in there, I guess. So I'll just forge this turn. Spellgordo, how you doing? That's unfortunate. How does he get so little latency out of that card? That card takes me like ages to use. It's like the most awkward card I've ever used in my life. I would probably rather play Ogre Gang, but I mean this is good with the traps, so I guess I go for that. Patrick seems like really the only play here. Did not get bait and switch. Kind of has to be sniped then. I could have gone... I mean, I could have gone freezing if I played the Ogre Gang instead, but... there would be risks associated with... I don't know if there's anything really that bad that could happen, but... at least anyway, we got good snipe value. I do have a good worm, but...
This place is scary.
I go like these two. I push a lot of damage that way, but I can also obviously play the Hodir right now. Like, Markshot Ogre Gang really does answer things pretty well right now. But I don't really need to, right? I think just playing this is good. I'm not convinced that this is actually gonna kill him, but we'll see. I may be like playing this too early in this case, I don't know. See, I was thinking he might be blitzing the excavates, but he did not. Huh. Not sure I'm happy about that. Wait, am I out of beasts? No, I still have a hellhound. Oh yeah, this hellhound, right? I'd better just play all three of these then. I could I don't have to play the hellhound, the breeder, but obviously it's a good hit on that, so I probably do. So, like, the big problem is that I get sanitized cleared now. Which would be why I would potentially want to, like, save one. But, I don't know. I wonder how this works. Anyway, I think it's okay because I have like infinite value, but I don't know. If I lose with this much value, it's insane, right? But I might. We'll see. It may have been better too. Because what was my other play? My other play was like... It was just like Mirage. Or was this a... My other play would have been saving an 8-8, but... I don't know. I'm not actually sure if this works, but we have the worm to additionally do it, so... It does not work. But that works. I hope we don't miss here. Damn. I probably just ignore that, to be honest. Knocking off the armor is kind of important. So I drew that. I can't get this anymore. So I try this first and just see what happens, right? I'm probably playing the Bone Wraith because I can, because it's free. I'm like pretty awkwardly 1 damage off of what would actually be good. But this could bail me out, I guess. I guess this isn't good anyway. Let's start with this. Maybe we get a spell that actually helps us. I mean, this does help. We don't get through, but I mean, it does work pretty well. He must be out of buffs then. Oh no, he got us below 30. We're losing, chat. I think I'll hit it this time. There is 0 randomness in this game. I think I want to push the damage over playing another Bone Wraith. I kind of just want to push all the damage now. I might start traveling again next year. I used to travel a lot. Because I have my stream set up where I can actually stream remotely. It would be nice to do that more. The most annoying thing about trying to do travel streams, though, would be the internet quality. You go to a hotel, they're like, oh yeah, your internet's great. And then you go there and it's like, your internet does not work. What the fuck? Okay, well surely this sticks. I could have just played this first. Oh my god. Yeah, pre-hit, I dare you. I can't even go double secret because double 2 because it's the same secret that I'm getting. It's actually a problem. I could go for the 4, but it sucks if I miss. I mean, I'd still probably prefer that, to be honest. I don't know. I guess I'll just do this. Huh. Are we racing? I'm gonna pressure one of these. What's better, a coin or a random hunter card? Ideally, I get a playable card, which would help. Nice. Oh, that was very worth it. So, I mean, Ogre Gang works, but it's gonna die to a hero power if I don't win the coin flip. The other play, though, doesn't really... There really isn't another play, I don't think, so... Do push-ups post-game? Well, I was actually going to the gym, and now half of my body is unable to work. I don't think I can physically do push-ups right now. I'm like, a lot of times I'm caught in the thing where I'm trying to get back into the gym, but then when I go to the gym, then I get really, really sore because I wasn't going to the gym, and then I don't actually get back into it, so I stay in that in-between. It's very bad. I might go after this stream, though. Maybe. What can I even do? I can still do shoulders today, but... You do upper back and shoulders, I guess. Everything else hurts. I probably just have to do this. I don't really have any other plays, huh? It really sucks that this thing really screwed us over. Well, I really don't have another play, do I? Because otherwise it's these two, but that just seems worse. really want to let him cure part of that. Feeling sore feels good to you. Not when it impedes your ability to walk. I get sore to the point where it's like I have trouble walking right now. Although I think I did actually like probably slightly injure myself last time too. That usually doesn't happen. But like I have trouble walking right now. I kind of have to do this, right? If I could guarantee Web Weaver would hit, it would be nice, but I just can't guarantee that. The issue with this is I know he's just going to go face again. But it would potentially set up the Raptors, because I have to just Raptor next turn. The nice thing about this would be it does actually contest his guy on board. And the armor might matter, so I'll do this. If you do the bait and switch, you don't contest this on board. This probably eats a removal, probably. I know he has 6 damage as part of the problem, right? Like, if I don't play this, I probably just die. Like, I could die this turn. That might not be possible. Oh, well, I guess I lose. I need like taunt and then divine shield or something. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't think this was beatable. Maybe it's because I'm old, but like my tendon actually it feels better today. Yesterday, the tendon in my arm, like that connects the bicep, was in a lot of pain. Today, my tricep is in. Actually, I think it's up. The one that attaches up here, this tendon's in pretty bad pain right now. It's probably just because I'm old. Younger people might just not have these problems. My back is sore, but like, you know, good sore. I can't tell if it's either the hamstring or... I think it's the hamstring. I might have like slightly pulled it or something. So it's like the only things that I can definitely train traps right now. The problem is I can't really train shoulders because my triceps are screwed up. So that impedes my ability to train that right now. But I can definitely do traps right now. So I can play all of this and then die immediately. That is a strategy, right? Can do all of this and then also die immediately. I mean, I was doing 45. I went from 45 to 95. I guess that was too much. That is how... Do you actually keep ball ever? I think I keep Ball of Spiders because it's going to actually be a liability later. And Wolf could be good, but like I'm going to go Coin Ball into this. That was the thing is like, I mean, it's also, I mean, I think it's me getting older too and just not being in it is that like, you know, I did something that would not have hurt myself like even like 2 years ago and it hurt me, so I just have to be more disciplined, I guess. Oh, this is already active. old am I? Every year past 29, you just say, I'm just going at, you know, every year is just another year of being 29. So. Which of these legendaries is better, we find out now. I probably want to just do this, because if he does a board clear this turn, it means he's not playing this, which means we're probably getting further ahead. If we actually get him to like beam or consecrate this turn. Well, I mean, I know what you're saying about consistency, but it's like I was doing like 50%. Like I was doing like a 40 to 50% of my max squad. So it's like, how much easier can you start than that? I could have been squatting body weight, I guess, but. That's actually really good. Okay. Play this because it's free, I guess. I think I'll actually protect the health on it, though. It's kind of a problem. It was nice to get this free thing, but now this ends up being just a straight up liability, which is not ideal. Fortunately, I have a poison for that, so that'll probably make it okay. We get through one charge of this. Since we have like the appropriate answer, basically, we'll probably be okay, right? This is the big turn that we need to have the answer, and we do, so. I wish I had... It would actually be really nice if I had Doggy Biscuit right now. I mean, I guess I just do like this, right? Because the thing that actually happened, I think the reason I got hurt was it was more of a mobility thing. It wasn't actually like, it wasn't like my muscles weren't like overstrained or whatever. It was actually because I lost of mobility. Well, that's what caused the angle to be wrong and caused the strain, I think. So we just don't miss the 50-50, right? What is this draw right now? They're both rushes, so actually they both work, so I guess I go for that. I thought I only had 3. Whatever. Alright. Whatever, I don't even know anymore. So I do want to... He's already done multiple AoEs. Hopefully he doesn't have another one. He probably has some giant minion right here. Because that's what I need to do. I couldn't... One of the issues I had when I was like starting, I couldn't physically squat 4 years ago. I literally couldn't. I did not have the mobility. Like it took me like half a year to even be able to. And that's part of the problem, is because I haven't been doing that. That's the loss of mobility. Is because also, like, I don't know, it's just like one of those things where it's like as a child, like I just never learned how to squat. Like no one taught me how to, like, you know, it's just something that's like I think a lot of people take for granted if they do it right. It's just like I never learned how to do it properly, really. So we didn't use this yet. Unfortunately, this makes this not really work. I'd probably end up just like trading then. If I don't mind taking 6, I can get like these trades, but I probably just save this honestly and just give up the 3. Maybe. I can trade this and look for other things, but I don't know. I can also play this. Honestly, I could just play the Sunspot too, because it is free, right? It's not bad. Like, normally I look at this card as like unplayable, right? But I'm like, I realize I'm like, wait a second, it's like, I mean, it's still pretty good here. I guess I'll just play this. Seems fine. I mean, it's technically worse than a poison, maybe, but... Are supplements any good in your opinion? There are supplements I take. Actually, to be honest, I don't really take many anymore. Well, outside of vitamins. Well, I take Tudka just because of how much damage I've done to my liver through drinking. But generally, they're overrated. I do think like magnesium specifically is like very valuable for most people, but I don't know. It's a long discussion. One of the things is that people really shouldn't just take vitamins just because they heard they were good. You know, there's a lot more research and knowledge necessary to even supplement properly. Like ideally you have blood work done and stuff, so. You can do a lot of damage to your... I don't think... a lot of people don't realize, like, you can legitimately do a lot of damage by taking supplements you shouldn't be taking. We actually do these, right? Because I think this will always work out fine. Yeah, okay. That was the worst result, but at least we still kill this. And then I need to play this. Yeah, I don't know. I could have diverted and if I realized I was gonna have this, I could have ignored that minion, just gone face with the weapon and set up lethal. That was probably... Yeah, so I wanted to know what the 50-50 was, but it didn't matter really. I should have done this first. Well, because that's the thing is, like, people don't realize too, there's a lot of people in the last like couple years, like during COVID and stuff, they heard vitamin D is good for you and they started taking like huge amounts of vitamin Ds and they really fucked themselves up. Like, you have to be careful with that stuff, especially something that's fat soluble like vitamin D. Like, if you take too much vitamin D, it's not just something that like, okay, you stop taking it, you're fine. It's like, well, you stop taking it and you're fine in a month. For a month, you'll literally feel like you're dying. So... it's like a real problem. Boom, boom, boom. Lethal, right? Exacties. But particularly, there's a guy I follow on YouTube that talks about this stuff, but like, you can actually, like, the thing with vitamin C is it acts essentially as a antioxidant, and just like you have nutrient balance, you actually have antioxidant balance too. So if you superdose vitamin C, you actually throw off your antioxidant balance, and it's actually not good. And a lot of it, like, it's actually just as bad as a lot of other things. I mean, probably not as bad. But I think maybe I play a big one of these. Of course. 3 out of 4 times I play a big one of those, but sometimes Serpent, he's like, I got this, coach. Put me in. But I mean, the one thing I'll say is, like, as far as like lifting though, if you're talking about lifting supplements, creatine is one I do believe is very well tested and works and all of that stuff. This really sucks. Well, he can't I can't get markshotted this turn, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to just go for this, I guess. If I get punished, whatever. But I need to get rid of that 1/2 so my Jormungers can actually like work. Oh, okay. I was gonna do this, but now that seems like way too good. Griffin, this is what's nice about having memory loss, is that you forget that these things exist. And if you don't know that it exists, it never happens, right? That's how it works. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Okay. So I can go Myths, Jormunger, and then half the time I kill that thing. But half the time it's really bad. My other play would be to do both of these, which is also just really bad anyway. Really bad. Maybe I'm supposed to hit that, I don't know. I don't want to pre-hit just in case of something bad happening. If you pre-hit, he probably just kills a 6/1. I don't know. This thing likes to do the same result every time, I've noticed, so we'll probably get the same option next turn, hopefully. Now it does show I have like never been offered Griffin either, I feel like, but it does show as being in 36% of decks, so I don't know, yeah. Nope. I feel like this is too much face damage to miss. I'm not even sure if the trade really... Well, it does help me if he plays into the secret. Yeah. I don't know. That's fine. The secret basically was worth 5 face damage there. Okay, that was actually really important. I need to figure out a way to actually, like... Basically, we need to draw Macaw in the next 2 turns, so we can actually use the Hodir properly. So he insta-picked an explosive trap. Oh, 2/2 is about to go into our 2/4. Presumably. Apparently he missed explosive trap. He might have just accidentally clicked the first one, because that was really fast. That was like even faster than an insta-pick, right? He might have just misclicked. But maybe he's trying to not make it super obvious. I don't know. In that case, like, I would 100% just make it super obvious, because... Like, the fact that he didn't do it makes me think that he doesn't have it suddenly. So... Because maybe now I just go phase. Because it's really bad if I trigger a bait and switch now, right? Yeah. So this is just lethal half the time. Nice. We got pretty good luck with that ogre that time. I probably just go Macaw on 1, Tremors on 2, right? You could keep lock and load to get to just replace with a random hunter card and hope you high roll a legendary. That would be an option. But it's not a very smart option, but it is an option. It does remind me though, I have to start taking creatine. I should start taking creatine again. I haven't in a very long time. I'm actually pretty sure that I'm like a hyper responder to creatine because like whenever I take creatine, I have to be very careful because if I don't drink enough water, I will like pass out dehydrated because it actually works so well for me. Because if you know how creatine works, it basically loads your muscles with water out of your blood. But like it works well enough for me that if I do a creatine load and I forget to drink like 2 gallons of water, I will be like deathly dehydrated. It's not anything else. It's not like it's doing something bad to me, but I just get really dehydrated really fast. If I'm loaded on creatine, I think I gain like 4 pounds or something. Just water weight. I think I'm willing to throw this in. I can go for these two. I should have done this first, technically. I may hold on to this, because I just realized he forged, but actually I'm gonna throw this in too because like he can't even play a sanitize yet. So bellowing, playing a 4-1 might cause a 4-1 to live. Yeah, the extra aggression is actually important. Cool. Yeah, if I don't commit that 4-1, he doesn't die there, and we might lose. I don't think we actually had lethal, right? Like he may have quit too early, but yeah, it's fine because we had the observer, but we couldn't trigger it, right? His forge must have been sanitized too. I do this if I want to, but yeah. Ball of Spiders is I think good enough to keep. Let's just go for this. Because Warlock's AoE isn't that great. I mean, they can Hellfire, obviously, but War does this matter give you Dr. Boom Mad Genius era flashbacks? They're kind of similar, but okay, I'm losing the ability to coin this, but ideally the game would be over by the time this ends up actually mattering. I should have actually, there was no point to hit face because he's just gonna heal anyway, so that was kind of pointless, but it's not that big of a deal. It means I lose a little bit of option value on these. Because I would have all 3 of these be dead and I would still have a 1-1. So I just have a little bit less information, but come on! Got him. Oh my god. I can clear with double 2 if I want, but I should probably play this. I mean, holding this right now is pretty good value because of all this. This guy has more tentacles than the Twitch art stream. True. I don't get value this way. If I do this, it's like, the problem is I use up this too, so I still can get wolf value, but it's not even that good, I think. There's always the small chance he's a greed lord and he ignores this thing. This is pretty good. We don't get cleared by 3 AoE. Shoot yourself like always. Okay, I would have preferred not with that one. But you know the rule. The tendrils, they only have one target. He didn't put anything in the deck, right? So lost Abyssal and Sludge on Wheels. Okay. So I can kill that thing, but I could also try to freeze it. I probably try to just do this, right? Because I can go double wolf and kill it. But this is probably fine. Pressure plate might be actually worth it here. Yeah, the pressure plate pickup might have been wrong still. I mean, I wasn't guaranteed to get freezing on the second one. Definitely getting both of those together is not ideal. It doesn't trigger it, does it? Like, I don't need to use this right now. Having this with Hodir is actually really important, actually, isn't it? I'll just play this then. Now there's a threat. We might force another with this. Okay. Okay, well at least pressure plate did something. With the use your coffee addict. I just actually got a coffee maker finally. Wow. Okay. And it's nice. I never at any point in my life owned a coffee maker. I was stuck on instant coffee and Dunkin' Donuts basically. Yes. Never watch this on YouTube. Tell me about your favorite type of coffee. Or what other your caffeine tastes are. We did it. This is our first 12-win hunter, I think, right? Great timing. Why are you coming up right now? Stop. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, Hodir was really... I mean, we didn't even play this that much, right? It's kind of your hope, right? You try to win with the rest of your deck, and then sometimes Hodir just comes and saves the day, right? It's kind of the idea. But yeah, it's pretty good. So I don't think we had a 12-win. When Hunter was number 1, I don't think I never got offered it, basically. I hardly played any Hunters. So, anyway, cool. For a while, it did not look like we would get to 12, but we were able to pull it out. Got him. Well, we get all the gold. All the gold. This is like close to a maximum reward. I think very close. I think we might be 5 gold off or 10 gold off maybe. What is this? 320, 350, 490. Oh, that's actually a low roll for an all gold reward because it could be up to like 525 I think. Anyway, all gold is cool. Anyway, bye-bye YouTube. Oh no, wait. We're streaming on YouTube. Future YouTube.